Hi guys, I've got good news and good news. The first good news is that I've replaced Bandicam with OBS, recommended by two of my viewers. I've never heard of OBS before, but now I have. I guess I've been living under a rock for quite some time. The second good news is that the submod for Kaiser Redux, Roter Morgen, has been revived, and that's what we're going to be basing our video off today. Now, this video is going to be a bit chaotic, so just a brief warning if this triggers you. This is just a video game, and I mean no harm, and sorry if it offends you. Anyways, turning back to the video. We have got the objective of absolutely crippling our nation's economy, which will make our stability go down, which is good if we want a revolution to happen. And a few decisions and events later, our nation's economy is in ruin, and so is our stability. Meaning, we have now got the German Revolution. And we're gonna side with the Reds, because that's how we're gonna get Goebbels. And the German Civil War has kicked off. And we have now got the objective of absolutely humiliating Kaiser Wilhelm II for his poor decisions on managing a nation, which totally wasn't made by me. The German Empire was founded in 1871, but today marks the day where the reign of power ends, and we are victorious in the German Civil War. Yes, we did win the German Civil War, but at what cost? Well, you guys will see what will happen to our nation. Even though we've won, we still have to face some punishments. I think it's safe to say that the German Socialist Republic is in a pretty dire situation. But luckily for us, we've got an upcoming election. We've got the Democrats, the Socialists, the Communists, but we're gonna choose Joseph Paul Goebbels. Some people think he's terrible, some people think he's the greatest man alive. Now, there's also Paul Lynch, who we can choose as our leader, but we already did him, and he was kind of boring. Now, the German elections aren't really that difficult. All you had to do was just click two decisions, allowing Goebbels to participate in the elections, and they just choose him, like this. And our country color has changed, and so has our name, and also our leader, and our government's political figures. But that's besides the point. We've now got Joseph Paul Goebbels as our leader, and I believe he can lead us to greatness. And he's also got a pretty interesting side of the focus tree. Well, Goebbels' reforms will not only affect Germany, but also the globe. And as you can see, the world doesn't really like Goebbels' leadership over Germany. And unfortunately for us, we have lost the Rhineland, and it's just like Nazi Germany in our timeline in 1936. And this was a custom decision from the submod, Roter Morgen. It's kind of a bit goofy. There's been an incident in the Pupenwarten. If you choose a bottom option, you get your country turns into and you get war goals on the entire world. But we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to just stick to plain old Goebbels Germany. Well, on the bright side, we can start to reform Goebbels Germany. And this focus effect has got an image. I've never seen this before. This is pretty unique in a good way. Well, with first reforms, we're going to move up to partial mobilization and extensive conscription. Now, the first focus has been complete. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but we've unlocked a plethora of decisions, and I have no idea what they do, so I'm just going to have to figure it out along the way. But now I've got the tedious objective of fixing our nation's economy. Now, these focuses were a bit overpowered. We only had to complete a few focuses, which didn't only give us industrial boosts, but also technological boosts, which drastically improved our nation as a whole. And I think you guys can see how overpowered these focuses really are. The singular focus gives us quite a lot of victories. Well, we are now officially done with the economic side of our focus tree. Great news, we have unlocked our former German generals. This will be incredibly helpful whenever we decide to expand. Now with that out of the way, we can move over to some more political reforms. Now, some of these words I'm not permitted to say on YouTube for obvious reasons. Like, yeah. Well, Goebbels has now got a pretty nice trait. Well, we can't deny the fact that these focuses are pretty overpowered. The buffs are absolutely incredible. And look who it is. It's... oh, he doesn't have a skinny mustache, but that's alright. Well, I'm pretty sure he created a film, and the people like it. Oh, with this completion of the focus, we are now called the German Reich, and I can actually pronounce it right. Did I pronounce it right? I don't know. Well, Joseph Goebbels has got a pretty razzy-dazzy portrait, and we're gonna do a focus which is quite interesting. And it looks like that this timeline seems pretty familiar to ours, but hey, I'm not the one to judge Goebbels' decisions, am I? And we have remilitarized the Rhineland. First major step for the German Reich. Well, if we want to mobilize, we're also going to have to mobilize our army, because it's pretty small, if I do say so myself. But more importantly, we can go down our expansion side of the focus tree, and our first expansion will be against our brothers down south. The Danubian Federation, or Austria, whatever you like to call it. We're going to invade them. It's going to be the same nation. Let's go. And after quite a while, we have defeated the Danubian Federation along with its puppets / allies. continuing our European conquest, we're going to look over to France. But before we invade France, look at this. There are two Houthis. One in Fiume and one in Hungary. Which one's the real? I don't know. Well, it's now time to invade the Commune of France. They're pretty strong. As you can see, they own the entirety of Iberia and they're the faction leader of the Third International. Well, here goes nothing.
Wenn die jüdischen Zeitungen heute glauben, auf versteckte Drohungen die nationalsozialistische Bewegung einschüchtern zu können, sie sollen sich hüten. Einmal wird unsere Geduld zu Ende sein und dann wird den Juden das freche Lügen aufgeschnappt werden. Vielleicht wird Manfred der Ihne sein, der es mir nicht verzeihen kann, dass ich die marxistischen Parteien vernichtete. Aber mein Freund, ich habe die anderen genauso vernichtet. Ich werde behaupten, das deutsche Volk wehrt sich gegen die totalen Kriegsmaßnahmen der Regierung. Es will nicht den totalen Krieg nach den Engländern, sondern die Kapitulation.
And just like that, we have successfully defeated the Third International. It's now time to mop up some minor nations, like these northern countries in Italy, Fiume and Albania, because they just make our borders look ugly. And that concludes our war with those Italian states and Albania and Fiume, meaning there's only one Houthi in this universe. Let's go. Now it's time for two major wars. One against Denmark, who's in the Commonwealth, and the other to the east, to Ukraine and its allies. So let's see if we can defeat both factions. Well, we have not only defeated Ukraine and the Commonwealth, but also Estonia and Riga. Well, we are basically unstoppable, and it's a good thing we have the people along our side, just like what the super friend is saying. But more importantly, we've got a new name, the Gross Deutsches Reich. That's how you pronounce it, right? I don't know. Continuing Goebbels' wild conquest, the final war of the video will be against the largest nation in the world, the Russian Socialist Republic. Just like in our timeline, Germany invaded Socialist Russia around the same time. But I hope to actually win this war. Well, let's see if we can prevail, or will we get humiliated by the Soviets?
Keine Glocken klingen durch die rote Nacht. Osten schritte keine Freiheit mehr. Hinter Staffeldraht steht stumpf ein müdes Heer.
Alright, we have defeated the Russian Socialist Republic, and Russia has been balkanized. There are many Russian states, just like in TNO. You can see some familiar faces like Vladimir III. They haven't got their own focus tree, it's obviously generic, but that's for TNO. There's Lazar Kogonovich, Frunze, who I don't think is in the TNO universe, and Molotov. Well, so many leaders. This mod is definitely 10 out of 10. Actually, yeah, I don't know. It's got a lot of content for a submod. Well, I think it's safe to say that Goebbels, along with the help of his political advisors like Hermann von Goering, Albert Speer, and Heinrich Himmler, have all accomplished a lot in this video today. We've conquered a large chunk of Africa, most of Europe, excluding Spain. They're in the Entente and I don't have enough time to invade them. Well, I apologize for the video being uploaded late. I had to fix the corrupted files. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and